if you don't like not having if you don't like weird full screen phone stuff, then get the freak out of here. Anyway, I haven't done a video in a while. Hold on a second. Okay, so hello, fellow bronies. I'm gonna be reading an AI generated story. I just randomly decided to go on my Chromebook, go to the new tab and type in AI generated MLP stories, and I got here and I see Botanic Sparkle Mix Hoof. That is a beautiful name, but okay. Absolutely no rabbit of logic. There are no rabbits of logic. This chapter is available as a synthesized audiobook? What? Oh my god, okay. Twilight Sparkle looked down at Pinky, who was currently dressed in a fruitless attempt to be a leader. Pinky wants to be a leader. Alright then. Pinkie Pie finished counting guillotine blades, the great and magical wheels of her brain visibly turning away from Twilight's body. What? Her brain just turned away? What? Why couldn't this thing come with a manual? Oh, I don't know. The mare noticeably shattered to the floor and looked slightly better. What is this? Pony life? Sitting on a maximum distance between her legs, she turned away from the massive and Twilight nodded agreement. Perfect grammar, then began galloping in front of her own birthday. This is gonna be fun. In fact, the alicorn realized that she was performing large egg enthicity piercings and had begun to go back to hell. She cursed her lust and the savage representation of her brain. Curse you, teasing artificial brasters of discomfort! She teleported hundreds of millions of those civil servants before her. I don't even know what's going on. I honestly don't even know what's happening. They kept trying to seduce her. What? But that still wouldn't help them. They weren't even a footnote in they weren't even a footnote in history. What? Okay, so she tried to do a large egg enthicity piercing at her birthday with Pinky, but she went to hell, and demons are trying to seduce her? That's what I'm getting. Twilight looked down at the worst baked bads on the committee. She hurried to make sure Luna had finished stuffing more tasty members of non-changelings under their glorious hooves. She squealed in revenge excitingly. Luna merely rolled her eyes and kept walking from her throat. What the frick does that mean? The unicorn's wing balked shushing sounds and patted the princess of the moon with a hoof under her hat. I know it is brilliant in its own unique way, Twilight said. Oh, just like this fic. Next stop, Rule of Cool. Yeah. Luna merely rolled down the large cave, causing the alicorn to make incredible threat to Equestria. Oh goodness collide, she cursed, probably going back up the cave. Went from cave to cake? I don't understand. They may not have survived eating rat blades and governmental blood with their tea and cookies. That's not what happened. See? That's not what happened. Twilight squinted at Rarity nearby. The proper deer was just standing arcly over Celestia's body, made by Equestria's twisting shadows. Rarity was vaguely aware that she was obviously using magic for the rest of the team, and she threw her head back and bellowed, "Well, it's no matter what her tongue was!" I'm a good joke. Celestia nodded neutrally. Rarity cringed away from the increasing light. Heaven? Twilight stopped cackling for 2 days. Oh no, 2 days? Oh no. and then brandished her hooves and tails like a mad mare. I know it was a good joke, Rarity muttered quietly. Certainly was, Rarity. Eventually, Twilight blinked. Blink. This was not what she had expected. Rarity stared directly at the door with a scowl. "Luna, what is war?" Luna shrugged. "It's rather unwieldy. Ponies haven't even settled on their birthright in reproduction technology and golems." Tears brimmed at the door. Sadly, she shook her sister, who wasn't dressed in a spiked blue flame fireworks tail. What the freak is that? Celestia nodded towards the moon princess's mouth. "Are they gonna kiss?" Luna apologized, and her tears fell back up again. Well, did her tears just like reverse gravity and just went like whoop, just back into her eyeballs? She opened her face and looked down to the last pony to comprehend the most advanced munchie about dragons. "You remind me of your parents." She shook her mane, and expression turned puzzled and dry spaghetti. Perfect. Always gotta love some spaghetti. Rarity took another breath to steel herself for some reason. Love was a good joke. What's up with the jokes? Said it would be a lot of fun, Flash said. He brushed her cheek with a hoof and gazed into her throat again. Rarity skipped a large breath. Flash grinned. Flash grinned like a tumor. I think we'll have to worry about an unexpected grant. Whoa, what are you implying that somebody's gonna get pregnant? Rarity cringed away from the slap on his back administrated by shining armor. "You're very unsanitary. Ares in the land of magic and silicone. Are you trying to say alicorn and unicorn? Silicone? Are you telling me they're made of silicone? Are you telling me they're made of material that's like aluminum foil?" Shining armor appropriately broke the table. Very appropriate. "I think I can make you squeal of joy and slowly negotiate a surrender." The guard snarled impassively forward toward through the passageway in the middle of the room. Flash grinned like a teen of the love. Twilight stared into her teacup. "Oh, Twilight Sparkle." Princess Cadis draped herself over the younger Alicorn. "This nose knows where we live." She rocked side to side on her hose. Twilight faced up against the map table, covered in thick, very numerous, several thickened spaghetti. "Why did you just party cannon me into your honeymoon? Why? Why would you do that? What is wrong with you?" Rarity nervously pawed the laminate. I can't read. I'm in 4th grade, ladies and gentlemen. Floor underneath her head. "I have a great desire to only deal with physical byproducts of the Princess Celestia." I refused to read that. I refuse to read it. I refuse. You can't make me. Twilight looked askance? Is that a word? Askance, with an attitude or look of suspicion or disapproval. The performance looked askance at the mystical tradition. Oh, just look at that. You learn something new every night. She tried to wash her throat with Applejack, but felt nothing. How do you wash your throat? Do you, drink water or something? Twilight faced off. "I believe you are very slowly spreading my brother with confetti." "How dare you?" Twilight deadpanned. "Please try to be serious here. Very serious." Shiny's lips curled back an explosion of relaxed dimensions. "I was just being slammed into the molten lava dead as the branches of the library." Twilight snickered at Shiny's horror's face. Oh, refrain from exploding, you idiot, she added with a wink. You never associated love with mariachi music. I love the added grammar of idiot. That's perfect. I love that. Shining armor froze in place excitingly, and they began breaking through some sort of sparkly, lethal mold. What? Which would be distributed to ponies around town libraries, dumbstruck with words. You're telling me Shining Armor's a villain now? What happened to the demon seducing Twilight? Rarity stood over Celestia's body completely. Wait, Celestia's dead? Oh no, Celestia not. Okay, Celestia nodded. She's alive. We're good here. We're good. Celestia nodded toward the last rarity. The last rare. Are there more than one rarity? The only being with the pinkish coat and a frilly. Pink coat. I don't know about you, but I can see the pink all over. Spanish with a working curve for fashion. It's a little difficult, and the elements of harmony tend to take a seemingly unliking path of least resistance that is exactly opposite of the Princess Cesium 137, said Rarity. Carnarvy with a uproar. Celestia nodded neutrally for a moment longer, then burst out giggling. Oh, brother, I have to repopulate the species within the changeling hive. What am I going to explain this to? That's not proper grammar. Luna's face was redder than velvet. What are you saying, sister? You know that you're too strong to keep using Equestria citizens as bargaining chips. Luna shouted. I was supposed to be you. She visibly cut her mouth in her. Wait, are they kissing? What? It's not like. Thing I said earlier was a joke, guys. You didn't have to use it. It's not what It's not what I was craving for all my days. She wailed quietly at the teapot as Celestia broke the silence with a boop on the nose of her face. Stop using this mare cube, Celestia whispered huskily at the young mares. Rarity turned away from the increasingly noise of the sun goddess. Twilight stared directly at the teapot. This is quite frightful. Rarity nodded sagely. Well, about an hour before sundown, your parents were assembling a new legislature for adjusted alicorns. I can't say anything about that, but my love radiating from Cancela caused Cutie Mark Chameleon, stomping upon the royal kitchen, said the last rarity in the world. Guys, there's only one rarity in the world. And there was a moment of celestial radiation, and there was some pony new. It was Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie bounced into Twilight's eyes. She kind of whooped in the eye. Twilight, you have to stop this. She shook quietly in place. What happened to Shining Armor? Twilight, you've got a horn on your hormones. I mean, you have to stop messing with your lavender reptile biology. No. She shook her hooves and rushed forward. Twilight, you forgot most of what you see here is just weird. She plummeted to the floor, and cookies were there, but no pony. Twilight stared at the 5 silent teacups quizzically. The bagel is going to need a friend. I gotta use that. The bagel needs a friend. Guys, the bagel needs a friend. Twilight said slowly. It was not educational. That the impossible thing was randomized. However, unless science should produce more prominent sources of discomfort, she knew it was foolish. How would you joke at the moment's silence? Didn't even have a proper bodily trauma. Twilight Sparkle looked down at Pinkie Pie, what's R of her? It's sweet racket of fuzz. This story is disgusting. Twilight dropped her body. It appeared to make a small sob. Twilight faced up with a hoof and was still staring directly at her flanks. Like the chapter says, there is no rabbit of logic. She knew it was rather pathetic. However, she could not quite frankly, alphabetically rename why. But she wasn't missing the other foreleg. The unicorn pony with the one hoof reached forward to grab her hooves and tails. She opened her body to make them underneath her body. Then she inhaled her wings. So what had become of her brain? Huh? In a flash of green light, she spotted chunks of flesh chips embedded in obsidian doors of the library. Twilight. That's not how you spell Twilight, you idiot! The tree sighed through sublime military language. Twilight gaped up to the Golden Oaks library. It was not long after she was performing a breathing exercise. She gasped. Then swallowed her eyes. Shini's helm held under her one foreleg. She tried to focus her hand in various weapons on the library. Oh goodness, collide with a working cure for cancer! She cried in relief, excitedly, and attempting to blow it up! Twilight paused thoughtfully for a brief moment. Wait, maybe I don't understand you, but Mom is floating in the sky, and a magic coal ascended into a ball. She whispered quietly, at the most famous dream. She tried to catch her throat again. You have a great magic except for being full. Meal pick? What the frick is a meal? Meal pick. Lacking imagination, foresight, or intelligent insight, the government still has a meal pick attitude to public spending. I guess you could say that I have a meal pick for this for vocabulary, because wow. What the frick, man? The tree of her family sank beneath the water and looked around at his fellow athletes. Sup, basketball bro? Hey, how you doing? Twilight smiled fondly at this world, without any hypothetical sass. There was no snark to be found in Twilight's breakfast toast. Those toast, man, they sure are snarky. Oh, my brother, she added with a manual, artificial, sardonic smirk, or unclean without biological advantages of smoldering weapons. The tree flickered to life and looked very cute. Or very hot, I may add. Now, I don't have to worry about an unexpected grandchild, Twilight said slowly. She was half right, little she know. She didn't have to worry about a grandchild, but she had to worry about a great-grandchild. There was a moment of silence. Oh, stars, no, rabbit of her horn! Rarity cringed away from behind her face, and Twilight pushed Rarity back to the rest of the cupcakes. I want a cupcake. Rarity took it in place of her sister, Pizza. Imagine you... Okay, follow along with me. Imagine, you're pregnant, you're finally about to give birth, and baby's born, your filly's born, and the husband, you look at the husband looks at you, and you both just have that. You both have those loving eyes staring at you, and the wife is just like, I think we should call her Pizza. Damn it. That's why I married you. She smiled wanly. Nothing had happened to her friend Wanda, fairly on parents. Twilight blinked. She stared down at herself. I believe I don't have a shadow. She pointed firmly at herself around her own body. Oh dear, Twilight gulped. What am I doing? What happened to the point of her universe's endless Markov chain? She asked hesitantly and looked around. Kid had smiled fondly at the teapot that she was burning in her mouth. Okay. But that was technically her own fault. It was technically her own fault. The story is right. Luna sat by the door, wanting for a nice changeling queen to be with her. However, she was obviously chocolate in confusion. I'm gonna eat Luna if she's actually chocolate. Twilight stared at Luna's body, upon which every point could be seen. She knew that was technically entirely possible, but surely the Princess of the Moon was not always conveniently covered by ponies. I thought she was chocolate, though. Huh? She said quietly. You have little ponies in your eyes. I know it's silly, Luna apologized profusely, observing all unicorn residents around a 200 pony radius. Celestia nodded neutrally at the teapot. Luna shrugged her wings, fluffed out as she engulfed her hooves in screaming horrors. Rarity suspiciously broke her hooves and looked around at herself. Yes, dear. Maybe this is not what Fluttershy person was excited for. Who's Fluttershy in person? Who's Pizza? Who's Wanda? Twilight snickered to the world without punctuation. She didn't even know to come to my beloved pie. She didn't even know. The bitch. At that moment, the door slammed open, and they began to make a credible threat to Equestria. Queen Chrysalis struggled to get to one of the strongest spellcasters in living memory. You all are delusions! None of this stupid time would have happened, but no. You forgot to push words through the portal. Crying, the queen unconsciously extended her body at Twilight. Twilight's wild interest in befriending a mayor absolutely did not fall off. Well, said Princess Twilight Sparkle's mouth, it's not like you just change them back through defenestrated Ute alicorns. Moving on, Rarity cringed for like the third time in a row. Stop cringing, you idiot. Luna merely rolled over and laid there. She's dead now. Celestia nodded neutrally. What is up with you in neutral? Cadence likewise vanished in a burst of plunder vines. The frick is a plunder? Wait. I think I know what a plunder vine is. This is like a very distant time where me and my friends, like, I think last year we were talking about plunder vines. Why? I don't even remember. Queen Chrysalis drummed with a newfound forehead. You saved my head from exploding normally, she whispered. Oh, well, I didn't do a whispering voice. Gosh dang it. What a ripoff, Luna spat. Chrysalis snarled new register that dragons had been alphabetized, and Hooli began to cast amphetamines at the tube. I'm really exposing how bad I am at reading and grammar and words. I'm not dumb, I swear. Twilight slowly choked to resignation, and then brought herself flush with inspiration to the hospital. It was the perfect plan. Botanic predictive keyboard. Harry Potter and the I don't need to know this. Okay, well, that was chapter 1. Botanic Sparkle Mix a Hoof. Hope you guys enjoyed. Chapter 1, absolutely no rapid logic. I don't know if I've been doing this. Why is there no check mark? Oh, it's because I haven't read. It's incomplete. What do you mean it's incomplete? Wait, a juicy day. A juicy day.